I'm Anil Kumar, and here is another question from the test paper of 2015 Advanced Functions Unit 1. Well, you'll find that most of my videos are on problems which have been there in real test papers. So this one is about a piecewise function, which I'd like you to look here very carefully, right? And let's look into details and see the possibilities where you could go wrong, right? So here also you'll notice that the student did make a mistake, and I'd like you to avoid this mistake. The question here is, consider f of x equals to x when x is less than or equal to 0. It is equal to 0 when it is between 0 and 5, and is 2x minus 10 when x is greater than 5. State if the given function is continuous or not. Explain your answer. So I'd like you to pause the video, answer the question, and then look into my suggestion. Now, a normal way of doing this question is that you'll try to figure out at these x is a continuous function, 0 is a continuous function, 2x minus 10 represents a line, it is also a continuous function. So in between these are all continuous values. Now the question is whether all the pieces are joined together at their at their points of intervals. Now that is what is to be seen. Now if you have really observed carefully, then you could have answered this question right away. Now let us assume that you haven't, and so what we will do is we'll try to sketch our function. Okay, so the question is f of x is equal to x when x is less than equal to 0. So less than equal to 0, it is equals to x, so it is a straight line like this, correct? So that is how it is during this interval from minus infinity to 0. From 0 to 5, both are not included, it is 0. So let us say that this is 5 for us, both are not included, it is 0. So it is like this, and let us say it is like this. And the point here for us is 5. The third piece is that when x is greater than 5, then the value is 2x minus 10. Now here, let us substitute 5 and calculate what do we get. So if I substitute 5 here, 2 times 5 is 10, and 10 minus 10 is 0. So it starts with 0 again. So a hole here, right? And then there is a line which has a slope of 2. So a line which has a slope of 2 will be kind of like this. Now you can clearly see that there is a discontinuity at 5 itself. Well, even without sketching the graph, you could have noticed this, right? So we have interval which is less than 5 and greater than 5. The function is not really defined at 5. Do you see that? Now, since the function f of x is not defined at x equals to 5, there is a discontinuity, right? At x equals to 5. Do you see that? That is the discontinuity at x equals to 5. Right? So if you are carefully looking at the problem, you can identify the answer right there and then. If you overlook it and if you somehow fill this gap up, you may come up with a wrong answer, right? Because the value actually matches with 0. So I'd like you to be very careful when you are answering test problems. I hope that helps. Thank you and all the best.